Don't forget, you can reach the latest episode of Potomac Watch anytime. Just ask your smart speaker, play the Opinion Potomac Watch podcast.
From the opinion pages of the Wall Street Journal, this is Potomac Watch.
Welcome back. Alicia, what's your take? I guess I tend to agree with Monet at this point, given the denials by Mayor Adams, given that he has been a critic of the Biden administration's stance on immigration. Notable that, according to some of the reporting I'm looking at, if the mayor of New York City is removed, then a special election is called within 80 days to pick a new mayor to fulfill what would be the end of Adams's term. But there is a New York mayoral election that is about to take place right now. The primary for the Democratic nomination is coming in June. So that is already happening. And the question, I guess, for Hochul is whether she thinks that Mayor Adams can't be left in office for this lame duck period between now and that primary and then the eventual general election, which is scheduled in November.
Right. So I think maybe 3 votes for leaving him in office right now. Let the political process play out. He actually hasn't been convicted of anything. And my general sense is that you have the presumption of being non-guilty until you are convicted and found guilty. The shame here is that there won't actually be a trial or unlikely to be a trial. So he actually will not be able to defend himself against the allegations. They'll kind of still, hover over him. Now, Hochul's concern is obviously the politics. She's up for re-election November 2026. She is terribly unpopular in the state, including among Democrats. And conservatives obviously don't like her either. And so she's trying to shore up her base. And if that means she needs to throw Adams under the bus, maybe she'll do that. But she also has to then look at another constituency, and that is Black voters who generally favor and support Adams. So she's trying to balance those two competing political interests in ensuring her reelection. Again, I would generally favor due process and let him serve out his term and run for reelection. I don't think he will win a Democratic primary in June. I think he's done at this point. But at least let the political process play out.
And Monet will give you the last word, but this does cast a shadow over Eric Adams's potential future as a political candidate in New York City. Some speculation in the press that he had been under discussions maybe to run as a Republican this time instead of a Democrat. And meantime, rumors again that former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who is looking to make a comeback, might be interested in that mayor's office as well. And so if this brouhaha proves to have some political legs and politically wounds the mayor, it will be fascinating to see a more wide open mayoral race than we might have gotten otherwise.
Yes, I think Eric Adams' prospects have sunk really far, really fast. A year or so ago, he was making the most of a really rotten situation in the sense that New York City's migrant population had exploded, mostly because of President Biden's border policies. And he was politically smart to actually take the fight to President Biden and the Democratic Party in general. And I think a lot of New Yorkers credited him for that. It was very difficult for him to try to do anything constructive about that situation, but at least he was putting the blame in the right place and was praising President Trump for taking a harder line on the border. Now, when he praises President Trump for closing the border and criticizes Democrats for their immigration policies, it just looks as if he is seeking his own political protection. I think people don't credit him for taking a bold stand. It seems more as if he just wanted to save his own hide. And so, insofar as he had any chance of gaining re-election beforehand, he just seems to be a rather pathetic political figure now. And I think that there's little chance of improving on that.
Thank you, Monet and Alicia. Thank you all for listening. You can email us at pwpodcast@wsj.com. If you like the show, please hit that subscribe button, and we'll be back tomorrow with another edition of Potomac Watch.